And what's going on, everybody? You're tuned into the 94th edition of the EGlaze Chronicles. And tonight I'm putting somebody on the other side of the camera. He's always on this side, but I'm putting him on the other side because I've known this guy, Romeo, what, 5, 6, 7 years? We know each other for a while now, right?
It's been a minute.
It's been
before the pandemic.
Before the pandemic. And the growth has been astronomical. I want y'all to be introduced to one of the, a media mogul. We're not gonna call him a media personality. He's a media mogul because he does everything. He travels when he wants to. He's always doing premieres. He talks to all the guests. You name him, he talks to them. He's talked to all of them. And we're here with that guy. And I used to laugh when I thought about when I first met you. I was like, international, man. Who we think he is? It's real, people. My bad. I'm first to admit, my bad. I'm sorry. I missed out. I was like, man, he got some gumption calling himself international. I didn't know. My bad. Mr. Romeo International, how you doing, sir?
I like that. Pretty good, man. Excited to talk to you. Been a minute. Yeah. I get a minute to stop the middle of my day, which is cool. And I just jump in. Let's go. I'm in.
This life of entertainment, man. When did you know? Because Romeo, since I've known you, I've seen you DJ all over the places, and now you're interviewing big time guests. What made you just crazy about the entertainment sector itself? Was it just DJing to this, or what was it that made you want to jump into this sector like that?
It was a switch when I realized people attach themselves to me. Like it's different when, and this is the Romeo you know. It's different when, we excited to be wherever you're doing something at, and then that turned into, we just decided to be wherever you at, and that's when I realized that either I have a fan base or I have a cult. And I don't want to have a cult, so
don't need them problems.
How do you maintain the people who love what you do? How do you grow them into you and your growth? And that's when it got serious. That's when the DJing part went from fun to serious, and you had to think of it as a business. And I'll be honest, man. You've been around me. It was just all about the atmosphere to me. But at some point in time, I had to take it serious.
When did because you've been doing this, the social media, you were one of the first people I knew that understood the social media game. You were like, man, you got to be able to do this. You got to do these. You got to be able to hit this social media. You understood it young, at an early time, and you see what it's doing now. Everybody's an influencer. I didn't know what an influencer word was until, now, because you were telling us back then when we were starting at Rolling Out, we were working together. You're like, yo, man, this is going to be what it is. This is what it is. You got to be able to hit this. You got to, how do you stay cutting edge? Let me ask that. How did you say, okay, I see it's going here. I need to be able to understand that. Or when DJing has changed. Used to be, the big records and all that. Now you got to be able to work a computer and all that. How do you stay cutting edge and on top of these things,
man? The curve that hit me when we all were hanging out was the fact that this became life.
Yeah.
Like this, and people be like, ha ha ha. No. This became real life.
Yeah.
Like you leave it at home, you turn it around. You drop it on the ground, hope it ain't break. You like it just became that. So the curve was, how do you stay attached to people every day? And regardless of whether it was Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, socially, people were just had this. Now, how you stay up to that or keep up with that became me deciding, okay, where's my audience? All right. Majority of my female supporters are on Instagram. Get that. Everybody who want to talk to me, they're on Twitter. Got that. I gotta have that. Everybody who's corporate, they're on Pinterest. All right, let me download that. Everybody who's been with me forever, because remember what Facebook was the first.
Yep.
Gotta keep that. Well, now here comes the left hook. Young generation, TikTok. Mm-hmm. Damn it, I gotta get this too. Like it became a point to where you had to make sure that EGlaze name and the brand had to touch every social media. You didn't want to do it, and it's funny because when I talk to corporate America today, they'll be like, before they never had any of those platforms. Now they got all those platforms.
Yeah, they
got every last single one of those platforms because you just have to reach people where they're at. Like you can't say neither you or I can control the fact of saying, you know what, I'm not gonna have an Instagram because I don't believe in it. Well, 80 billion people on it, so I don't know what you're talking about. Like,
yeah,
it's a losing factor. So that curve became a continuous me saying what's hot. Let me just join it and figure it out along the way.
Yeah.
But when people came to me and said, "Hey, can I follow you?" and I ask people first now, like, what do you want to follow me on? Oh, I want to follow you on this. Cool. Now I have a new fan on this platform that they're comfortable with. I just have to adjust.
One of my favorite lines, Romeo, and we talked about the progression that you went through, is not only Romeo the person, but Romeo International the brand. And I know your work schedule. Like honestly, when you said, "Hey, I took a break," no, that's real life because you working out at 2 a.m. I'm like, man, what is this post he putting out here just to get your gym work in? It's 1 or 2 in the morning because you've been worked all day. How do you look at the Romeo International brand and what it means to what you have built over the years?
Man, it's wild you say that. When I say I love you, like I genuinely love you. There's probably like outside of family, there's like 10 people that I genuinely love. And it's the love is because they know I work. Not this bullshit that people be playing around, not this cookie cutter stuff, not this, oh, I'm grinding. No, you're not. No, you're not. Because in order for me, I came up with this concept in me to hit. For me to win, I have to beat out my competition now in order to meet them where they're at. So I'll look at I'm a big fan of Michael Strahan. And I know Michael Strahan's on Good Morning America. I know Good Morning America come on at 8 o'clock in the morning, which means he's up at 6 o'clock in the morning preparing for that 1 hour that he's on television. So in my head, if he's up at 6, I got to be up at 5. If I got to be up at 5, that means I got to at least for my body to function, get 4 hours of sleep, but I still got to get to the gym because I got to maintain that body.
Right.
And then by the time people are waking up, I promise you this, E, literally by the time people waking up, I'm done with half of my day. Like I'm up every morning at 4:30. I'm functioning around 5:36. And then after that, I'm producing my day. By the time 10 a.m. hit, I'm done with half of the business, quote unquote, of my day. Wow. And after that, I'm just working on projects and things I have to do. In order for Romeo to win, Romeo got to beat out everybody who's already there. And half of it, I'll be honest, half of it is based upon cockiness. Some of it is anger. I try to move every day at least 10% of just anger and pettiness, like pettiness, because I have to amp myself up. Like, oh man, Kevin Hart think he can put out another movie before I do whatever. Oh no, I have to take it personal in order to fuel me to move. So I tell people all the time when they're like, oh, I want to do what you do. No, you don't, and you can't. I don't know how you operate. You're gonna have to find a way for you to operate within a 24-hour day. But I move off of 4 hours of sleep every day. I don't know how anybody else does that.
Man, that's like I said, man, a lot of people don't understand that. They all just see the interviews. They all just see the parties. Like, I swear, every time I go to an event, every time I go to a celebration bowl, I forget, man, Romeo runs that whole thing. You sitting there, and I'm like, Blaze, I'm like, hey, I forgot you was here. You just be popping up places, man. And it just be crazy to know that. But let me ask you a question. As much as you thrive to be everywhere, you can't be everywhere. How do you make sure you do the right projects and not just every project?
Damn, that's a scary ass question right there. If I say this on your show, man, I'm gonna get in trouble, man.
Well, you gotta name no project. Just say, I gotta make sure this one. I don't know, but you know what I'm saying, because everybody thinks just take every gig. That's gonna end left. You might be in the wrong gig at the wrong place at the wrong time. That could be not what you want to put out there. I mean, I'm sure you made some mistakes in some places. You're like, man, I can't go back there no more. But sometimes you like that may not be what I need to do right now.
I think of, damn, all right, this is gonna sound whatever it sounds. I think of the access that we have to stuff, right? Okay. Everybody's not walking on the football field at Atlanta Falcons. They not. Everybody, the events that I get flown out to on a weekly basis, or the things, and I will really look at my calendar week to week. I had to decide what I want to be. And I tell companies all the time, look at me as a international multicultural talent. This is literally on my bio now. International multicultural talent. Black, white, Hispanic, Arabian, Asian, whatever, I'll take it. And what you've noticed from DJ Romeo to now, DJ Romeo in the beginning was, let me turn up the party, to let me turn up the event, let me turn up the social, let me turn up the experience.
Right.
To be honest, fuck this party. Like when people ask me to DJ parties now, I'm like, hey man, I don't know who y'all talking to. That's somebody else's life right there. So then you say, which I've gotten attacked by our people who don't understand. Romeo, you bougie now, or Romeo, you changed, or whatever. Because I have to explain to them, if I'm talking to Margot Robbie, Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, Yara Shahidi, Denzel Washington, like these are the people I'm talking to. But you're like, well, what about Little Tony the rapper? How? You tell me, and I tell them all the time, you tell me how I'm supposed to make that make sense now. And a lot of people don't want to see you grow or don't understand the growth. And that's the one thing that kind of hurts my heart, because if I'm seeing you do the NCAA, I'm seeing you doing all the sporting events, but I'm supposed to approach you with basketball in the park and make that make sense to you. Like, hey man, there's this dude that's hooping every day at 3:00.
Right.
So it's a point of accepting your brand, whatever it may be at that moment in time in history, and not feeling like it's a weight that you got to carry, that you got to explain to everybody every time you pass them, or every time. Weirdest thing ever, man. I had somebody that I thought was a friend reached out to me about doing an interview on him, and I told him, if it doesn't come from studios, I can't do it, and it doesn't make sense. Out of his mouth, I remember when you used to what? He brought up something from high school. I remember when you used to need what?
Yeah.
That's how you look. So in your eyes, you don't see the work I've done or my accomplishments. You don't even appreciate them. You still see high school me. What are we supposed to do, E?
You know what? But Matty Johnson hit me a long time ago when he did an interview with someone. He said, when I was at this level, I could talk to you at this level. Now I'm at this level. I can't come back down and talk to you. You need to either try to come up here or I can't talk to you anymore. And a lot of people don't understand that because they feel like once you grow, it's almost like you need to take me with you instead of you working to be with me. And that's a hard thing for a lot of people to understand. So, you know, and I had to learn that with you as well because I kind of take for granted what I do. You know, I'm always at places like I'm at the Hawks game and like, I'm at the Hawks game again. A lot of people are like, man, you at the Hawks freaking game. You know, you covering, I'll be there tomorrow. I'll be there tomorrow covering game 6. You know what I'm saying?
Right. and isn't that the beautiful part? Because, and I want to say this before I forget, because go back to my original statement of the fact that I love you like a brother. You'll text me out of blue, doing a great job.
Yeah.
You ain't asked for nothing. You ain't wanted nothing. You ain't implied nothing. Hey, doing a great job. You all right? Yeah, I'm all right. Cool. Just check on you, make sure you're all right. There's no ask. I can promise you 70% of the text messages I get is an ask. In the general form. So I don't judge them on that level. But it's funny that you say that about the Hawks because we are looking at it as our craft. The outside people are looking at it like, wow.
Yeah.
You know, in our head, we at the Hawks game again. But in their head, wow, you're at the Hawks game. Yeah. So it's a weird eye to eye type of thing.
It is. Which gets me to where you at now in you know, and I do. Sometimes you do an interview, I'll be like, hey boy, that was okay then. You know what I'm saying? I see you, boy, because you hit me with some people. When you get to this level, I remember when you did the Michael B. Jordan, you were one of the first people to sit down with a Creed. Or when you did, you know, when the Creed 2 maybe.
Yeah.
Because you did that with him and the guy that played the Russian boxer.
Yeah,
I remember you doing that. Has there been an interview that you've done so far where you've actually had to say, you know, I gotta calm down, I gotta relax for a minute because this here big boy interview, so I gotta be on my game to talk to him because you did. It's not Denzel anymore. When you did Denzel, I had to like Denzel. He doing Denzel. What makes you go into a room like, all right, I'm supposed to be here. I know what my job is, and I need to make sure because you make everybody laugh. I see you got people laughing. I saw you got Chloe laughing. I see you keep people in there, and you go in there with this attitude like I'm supposed to be here. This what I'm coming to do. How do you go in? And was there anybody? First question: how do you keep composure when you do these interviews? And 2, was there anybody where you had to take a little extra 15 minutes to say, "All right, Romeo, come on, man, you belong in this interview, bro. Come on."
To answer your first question, so anytime we're getting ready to do those major interviews, I'm in this room, and I know you know how people joke about the secret societies and all this other stuff, and I look, man. Sometimes I'm in this, and they'll put us all in this waiting room.
Right.
There's probably 30 people, 5 are black. Me, this girl, and this guy from like Britain, this one girl from New York, and this guy from LA. I'll see them all the time. It's about 5 of us. The other 30, premier, prime, Good Morning America's, E News, Foxes, CNNs. Like and I'm in this room, and when I first in the room, I was scared to fucking death. Because I'm looking at people that I follow, they're looking at me like, why is he here? Or who is he?
Right.
In the beginning. Now it's become, oh, hey Romeo, good to see you again. They're talking to me like I'm on their level. That was the major turning point for me where I was like, oh, I'm supposed to be here.
Right.
So I either got to fake this shit until I feel comfortable within myself.
Right.
Because they're gonna eat me alive. And that was a weird thing. You know, the second question was when it was 2. I can't even flex. It was Margot Robbie and then it was the one with Ben Affleck, but majority Margot Robbie. And here's why: Denzel, cool, all right, oh yeah, I'm supposed to be Denzel. When studios started calling me and they said, "Hey, I never had nobody talk to me like this before. Hey, we want you to interview so and so. Great, but if you've noticed, studios started calling, hey, we want you to interview the cast. Excuse me, the cast. What you mean, like
right?
Like the whole cast? Yeah, the whole cast. So not just the black person, no, like everybody.
No, right.
Margot Robbie, and that's when I really started perfecting. Because I'll watch the film, I'll take my notes, I'll practice my intro. This is what they don't see that we do. I'll practice my intro. I'll make sure my outro is clean. Now this new thing, I'm learning pronouns, all that stuff. Cool, great, wonderful. Margot Robbie came on the screen, and this is the Margot Robbie who was literally coming off of 2 Oscars, her new film Babylon, going into this whole Barbie thing. Like this is what's the superhero Will Smith? What's the Harley Quinn?
Yeah,
It's that Margot Robbie.
Yeah, the big time.
First thing I heard my was in the softest way. Hey Romeo, I was like, shit, I done fucked up for her. Cut.
Hey, take a five. Hold up. I need 5. I need 5.
The lady on the other end was like, you can begin. I said, nah, hold on. I said, give me like, I knew I was supposed to say something. What was
Just like, wait a minute.
I supposed to say?
She gonna say, hey, Romeo, you threw the game off. Wait a minute.
She was supposed to say my name first, but she threw me. She threw me way off. I even tell you my one time that I fucked up royally, and this was hilarious. This was with Common, which is awkward.
Yeah.
But we were coming off of John Wick, so this, that, and the third, and they didn't allow me to post it. But I'm talking to him, and Keanu Reeves jumps in the screen, and I was like, oh shit, like I just said that shit. Yeah. I'm like, get myself together. I need to stop.
Well, Keanu just jumped in.
Keanu just jumped in. Like, what do you? And that was like the third one, I think.
Yeah.
The second one. I'm like, what do you do? I don't know. I've never been as DJing. I can handle. I can know how to control the crowd.
Right.
How to make people dance because you see it coming. What we do for public, like you at the Hawks, like people can say, "Oh yeah, you're covering the Hawks," but you don't know what you're stepping into tomorrow. Game wise, fan wise, how you're going to translate it wise, but people don't know that's the craft that we have, that we've studied, that we practiced, that we really put time and effort into. It ain't something that you can just jump into, and I think that's what pisses me off a lot more nowadays. Because I see why people get pissed off about their craft.
Right.
That's what pisses me off more when people are like, "Oh, I can do this." No,
it's not for everybody.
You can't.
Not for everybody. You know, it's funny, man, you say that. I was at the Golden State game when they came down, and you know, a lot of people. I was in the back, and I'm getting older now. The grades are stronger, and you know, the Hawk beat Golden State, and I'm sitting there, and the whole Golden State, and I didn't pull out my phone. I just looked at them because you know that wasn't my time to talk to none of them. And Steph Curry said, "What's up, man?" Like he saw that's a professional dude. We ain't doing that because we have to be in our craft when we do stuff like that. And to you, man, you know, I know your phone is always buzzing and you get that chance and everybody wants to go to the movie premiere with you. Like you'll say, I'm taking a lucky person to a movie premiere. But staying in your craft and continuing to grow, how easy is it or how hard is it sometimes, or for you, it might not be hard at all to say, I'm doing this for a job. I'm not doing this. I'm building the Romeo International. I'm not doing the fanfare. I'm not doing the, you know, it's cool. Now, you know, you out there in LA at these red carpets, you're like, okay, wait a minute now, that's cool. But how do you say, no. I gotta keep it 100. Keep the main thing, as they say.
I had to learn quick, and you've been around me, and you know the. I ain't gonna say the type of people I used to have around me, because I still got them type of people around me with them parties and stuff like that. I had to separate fans and fandom. That make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So like if I say, hey, I'm doing Guardians of the Galaxy, and I am doing Guardians of the Galaxy, and people are clicking, like I'm really looking for the fan of Guardians of the Galaxy, because they will love and enjoy that experience more than anybody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Outside of the fandom of the person who's like, oh, I just want to be there. Because me and you know a lot of people who just want to be there.
Yeah.
So how do you balance people respecting the creativity that you do, and then people who just love you for you? I don't have an answer for that. It's kind of a difficult twist and turn, but I try to play it as better I can.
But I get with you, because it's good to be fan of somebody's work, but fandom meaning you're trying to be, all in the video, like they said, what Suge said back in the day, all in the photo. You got to make sure it's good to be fan of Chris Pratt's work, but you also got to make sure that when you're talking to Chris Pratt, it's about what the work you're doing too. So it makes sense to me. So I hope everybody else. We'll finish with this. I try to keep them under 30 minutes, Romeo. Where do you see this going for you? What's that? I'm so glad you said Michael Strahan, because that's what I can see you eventually doing, because that's the big time. And I'm hoping you can do it in Atlanta. I'm gonna be honest with you. I hope you can stay in the A, because and do what you're doing, because everything, I'm sure you're getting calls from all over the country. Hey man, you can come do this here. You can come do this here. I'm looking at a complex. I'm looking at all these spots hitting your life. But it would be great if you could stay here. But what is the ultimate Romeo International goal?
The goal is I would love to be a representative of our community, mainstream. The goal is a NBC, ABC, CBS within the year. Actually, the secondary goal is a E News or a pull a Francesca on y'all. Just the E News.
Francesca, shout out to our girl Francesca.
Man, shout out to Francesca. Like,
she went, okay, I'm gonna tell y'all this. From rolling out to that one day we saw her in 11, she went to 11 Live and did entertainment, and now she's all the way at E News, and we saw the growth of her. And I remember you told me that ain't the same Francesca, bro. That we saw.
that ain't the same Francesca.
Hey, that's Francesca, but that ain't Francesca. I was like, oh, you like, nah, bro, it's big time.
That ain't Francesca, and you could tell. It's funny, and that's a great example. You can tell she put in. You can tell that she did a whole 180. I was like, okay, this ain't no 11 Alive. Like, cause you have to think, how did you move from 11 Alive news to primetime E News entertainment coverage, and I'm seeing you like yeah, I'm walking the Emmys. The Emmys, it's like it's down. That type of stuff.
Because I'm just checking to make sure we still friends. I'm like, she still friends with me?
Right, I did the same thing.
Make sure we still cool.
Still following me.
Yeah. Okay, we still cool. I'm sure she want to cut it a little tight after a while. Them friends got to be a little tight. Cut it a little bit.
But that is the ultimate goal. The more goal is to bring people into quality. I've had so many people DM me and say, I love the quality of what you present. And what I'm realizing is sometimes we settle for the okay. Oh, it looks okay. But I do my homework. I follow the complexes, the varieties, the entertainment weeklies, and I'm looking at their posts. I'm like, okay, this is for my audience, not for everybody else, but for my audience. Okay, this is what it's supposed to look like. I even look at in your field. I'll look at the sports centers, the ESPNs. I'll look at some of the other podcasts, like their posts. I'm like, okay, this is what it's supposed to be look like. I understand Jalen Rose, the Malika, I don't know her last name. That
Yeah.
I get it. So now on my end, how do I make people who grew up in love with quote unquote Romeo International transition to the quality I'm presenting to them as being something new, but the growth being something that they can watch daily. I'm not talking about no television watch. I told this to Michael Strahan. Well, I told this to his publicist. I'm getting your spot.
Mm.
Like you're not gonna wake up one morning. I'm gonna wake up before you. You gonna hurt your ankle. My ankle gonna be fine. I'm playing the best bench position. If I'm the sixth man on the bench right now, I'm waiting for somebody to get hurt. So coach can be like, oh, we calling you up. All right, let's go. But that's literally my goal and representation of what I would like to bring to us. Whether it's here, hopefully it's here.
Yeah.
Somewhere else. Because there's a lot of plane trips going on. I know you've been noticing. I'm just saying, there's a lot of plane trips.
But I'm saying, man, I look like I got somewhere to go. Hey, wherever you go, I'll be like, I guess I got to make that trip.
So many first classes I can turn down now. Come on now. What you want me to do?
Right. Like I can't keep. Hey, what y'all gonna do now? Hey, so Rose, man, you know, without a shadow of a doubt, I'm impressed with you. I'm so proud of you. I love you too. You my little brother, even though you put me on game because you make me work hard. You're one of the few people I look at and be like I'm not impressed. And I be careful saying it because somebody may slap this back in my face. The Stephen A. Smith, but I'm not impressed with what they say, but I know what they're doing. Stephen A. is getting up at 3 or 4 a.m. in the morning, going to bed at 12. And I know he's getting up. And everybody might hate what he's saying, but he's articulate, he hits it, and all that. So I'm not impressed with what he said. Everybody, ooh, you heard what he said? I said, nah. I know he's at the game. I know he woke up at 4 in the morning, getting ready for first take. That's what Shannon Sharp, talk about him all you want to. Shannon Sharp is in LA. He was at the Lakers game, woke up the next morning, had to be on East Coast time.
Come on now.
West Coast time. That's 3 hours of sleep. So that's what I'm having to learn, even at this age. I'm like, I have to learn that, bro. I got to get to the point where it's not about saying, oh, I don't like what he says. It's about why is he at that spot and what am I not doing to be at that spot? So I'm learning that too, and I see that with you as well. And probably, bro, keep doing it. Shout out to our boy Corey. It's funny. He brought this together, man. We've been together since then. But tell them, man, where can they find you at, bro? I'm serious. This is the most simplest way of finding this guy. One, he's on everything. But what's your acts and all that stuff, man? Where they can find you at, bro?
Here's the beautiful part now. I don't even got to do that no more. Hey, if you Google Romeo International.
Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him.
You Google Romeo International. My analytics has its own page. You will see the author, the entertainer, the DJ, all the socials. So just Romeo International in your Google, you'll be safe. You'll be safe.
You know how you do. You just put in the search as any one of them. You just put Romeo Pat Daddy at the top of the list.
It pops on top of the list.
It pops on top of the list, man.
Anybody? But no, I appreciate you, man.
Hey, real quick, you talked about this. People say everybody just want to jump in this game, but realistically, for people out there who really want people have, to me, and we'll finish with this. Everybody has the phone and everybody's cute with it and everybody doing this and all that, but the long-term goals aren't there anymore. What would you tell somebody who said they want to really seriously get into this and do this for not just a couple of years and get a couple of 100,000 followers, a viral tweet? Because I've seen a lot of people with viral faces, social media who are gone in a year or two because they didn't have nothing else. But what is if you want to take this seriously and do this, what would you be just a piece of advice you would give them?
I tell this to people all the time. You need to find your pace. There's somebody behind you who wants your spot. There's somebody in front of you who's not going to give up their spot. So the moment that you start running at your pace, one of them two gonna win. And I tell people that all the time because the people who have built the door don't want to let you in the door. They don't want to let you in the door. And then the people that's behind you that's trying to catch up with you, they're waiting on you to fail. They're waiting on you to slip up. They're waiting for you to make that one mistake so they can run past you. Learn your pace. I learned my pace of my 24-hour day. Nobody else's. I don't give a F about nobody else's 24-hour day. I know I realize structurally what I can do within 24 hours. If people, my advice would be outside of that pace, if people really sat down and looked at 24 hours a day and bracketed it, like, okay, I'm going to make sure that if Romeo's not out, Romeo's 11:30, Romeo's sleep. 3 o'clock, Romeo's up because he in the gym.
Yeah.
4 o'clock, I'm starting my day. But
Right.
that's just me. And then I just work out through. I just work what I need to get done throughout the day. Look at your 24 hours and run your pace.
And we'll end it with that, man. Hey, bro, thank you, man, for being the 94. I'm about 6 way to 100, man. I can't do 100 of these and thousands of crush shows. So everybody can't do this, man, but we glad we are and keep doing it, bro. And to everybody out there, man, keep doing what you're doing, man. This is your boy EGlaze. That's Romeo International, man. Have a great day, everybody.
Appreciate you guys, man. Thank you. It's dope.